Hey YouTube, I didn't know I was going to do this actually, and my battery was dead, and the boots are good, so no tears in them, which is great. So yeah, I'm just going to change the seal and put this back. Okay guys, okay, oh it is leaking. Son of a bitch. It is leaking, but not as bad. So, yeah, it is. Okay, so anyways, guys, on this 07 Focus, the seal was gone. Believe it or not, this is where is it? Brand new seal. But this one is leaking too. I did put it in, but I had a lot of trouble trying to get the other one out. And I had a lot of trouble getting this one in, simply because if you want to do it right, you see that where the block comes out, well, you have no room. You got to take your shaft out, obviously. So you put it up on jack stands or whatever, and obviously you got to put it on jack stands, at least to one side. Put her in neutral, block the back wheels, okay? Then you're going to take off, there's a nut there, I think it's 13 mil, but there's one there and one on the top. And take them off. That's just your bearing cover, right? To keep your bearing. Because it's a longer shaft on the passenger side than the driver's side. Then you're going to take off, you're going to let loose your ball joint. That may be a problem. This air is original, as you can see on this side. It's got the rivets. So that took me about an hour to get that pinch bolt out. It was rusted in so bad, and I did damage the nut just a little bit, but you'll have to drop your ball joint out of there, and then you can turn your wheel and pull your hub out a bit and get your drive shaft out. And then you already got this loosened, and you will turn, because it's in neutral, you will turn the CV joint, the shaft, and you'll feel a little spot when you get to it. There's a retainer clip inside there, and you'll turn it and you'll feel it, and you'll give it a little pull and it will come right out. No problems. So, but I would advise you to get the proper tool to install this seal, because I didn't have one, and I tried everything, and I think I damaged it trying to get it in. I did take a 2.5 inch pipe, and that fits this outer, where am I? It's hard to, this fits this outer rim, right? But because it was so close, as you can see, so close to the block here, the transmission or oil pan, whatever the hell it is, you know, you can't get a round pipe in. So I had to notch it out a few times to get the correct gap, because I had to cut, maybe an inch piece out of this round pipe. But you can't cut it all the way through because you need something to hammer on. Well, you know, you want to dispute to even out the force when you're hitting it with the hammer as much as possible. But anyway, that's the seal right there. It is leaking again, which pisses me off. You know what? They're not that expensive, so I might just get another one and try it again. Yeah, son of a bitch. What can you do when you live in a shoe? But yeah, so you will get that out. And that's about it. That's all I do have to show you when I go in what I had to do with the seal puller. I bought a seal puller, and yeah, I'll show you when I get in. Actually, I'll pause this, and this is what come with the seal puller. Okay, like that. And where is? I think I just seen you. Then it comes with the rivets, right? So you had to I drilled those out. I took this. I copied this on a piece of. It's not quite strong enough, but it did the job. That's all I had. After maybe 40 minutes trying to get that seal out with this thing, but you can't get up there. Because it's straight, right? So you get up, you haven't got no room. Anyway, I traced this out, and when I got down to here, I just turned it so that you're on an angle. So when you see what I mean, this is the way it would go on, but it was on like this. I made the curve, cut it out, so now you got something that's like this. You got at least some leverage, you know, to get it done somewhat. I tell you, I did a lot of cursing on this job, and it was so simple. It's just a seal. I mean, it took me an hour to get the pinch bolt out from the ball joint. It took me about an hour, more than an hour to get the seal out. I had to get the screwdriver, and you name it, I did it. I didn't want to damage, you know, the aluminum, right? So, yeah, what else? That's about it. But if you buy one of these, make sure you buy the angled. I don't know if you can buy the angled ones, but if you can, buy the angled ones. And I could jump. I did finally get the seal in with this thing. It's 2.5 inch. It's 2.5. Well, you know, center it. Come on, it's 2.5. See that? And it's just a slight too big, but it works. It do fit on the outside, the flange of the seal, just nice. So this is how much. Now, if I had my time back, and I'll tell you guys, this there's 3 inches. I would go about 2 inches, but the 3 inches did work. But if you are going to do this job, either buy the seal, it's $100. The seal installer for that car, I don't know if it's universal, I doubt it, but the cheapest I could get it was, I believe, was $80. And I figured, why would I, you know, it's not like you install this as a living rate. You're not a mechanic, you're a DIY, so you know, hopefully it's just the one time, maybe two if the other one went on the driver's side. But the driver's side don't have that notch. You can have a round piece,
and apparently it looks easier to put in. With that said, don't hold me to it. If your luck is like mine, the simplest job that you can think of, it's just going to turn into a nightmare, no matter what. I think that every job I do, I have to use every tool that I have. Like, for the simplest thing, you know, that's how it turns out. But anyway, just to end this video, I showed you where the seal was, how to take the axle, the CV axle is out. That's easy. Take tire off, take your caliper, hang your caliper up, take your bracket off, take your rotor. Hopefully none of that gives you too much trouble. The pinch bolt for the ball joint, well, it may and may not. You might get lucky. It is a T50. I believe it's a T50 and a 14 millimeter socket on the other side. Make sure you put the pinch bolt back in the way that it came out, because the bolt, well, mine was rusted, but originally the idea of the bolt, the shoulder of the bolt is thicker than the threads, so that when you tighten it up, the bolt is pushing into the groove that's in the ball joint pin. That's the idea. So that's how that works. So make sure you put it in the same way as you take it out. Okay. What else? And that's it. And either make one of these ahead of time. Like I say, it's a 3-inch pipe, piece of 2.5-inch pipe diameter, 2.5, 3 inches. Leave a 1/2 inch on the end. This gap here from outside to outside is 2 3/4. You know, and I think I kept cutting away this gap here until it actually works. So I think if you went to 2.5, what was it I said? The 2 and, well, say 2.5. So 2.5 gap here. I think you'd be all right. So that's it. This here turned out to be, you know, it didn't cost that much, but I had to modify this thing. Yeah. If you want to do this job, it's an easy job, but it's time consuming if you've never done it before. If everything is rusted, you know, where I live, if it ain't rusted, I mean, it's never been used basically. So we you know, we're terrible here for rust by the ocean here. But yeah, that's it. That's all you need to know for that. Once you get the shaft out, inspect the boots and make sure they're not tore up. You can check your ball joint since you'll have it drop down. So check your ball joint, make sure that's not bad. You can even check your wheel bearing, make sure that's not bad. If you feel like you got to take off your tie rod, which I didn't have too much trouble. I just turned the wheel, pulled because the ball joint is off the knuckle, pull the bottom out, get your drive shaft out of there, and that's it. All right. Hopefully, I was going to videotape, but I couldn't videotape because as you see, there's not much room to videotape and try to do something. But I think I gave you enough information if you wanted to try it. I don't think you'll have too much trouble other than rusty bolts and stuff. And if you're prepared with the proper puller and installer, it'll be a piece of cake. All right. Thanks.